Je l'ai acheté
Oh, moi
chez-
j'adore ça là.
Babou.
Babou. T'es prête? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm not alone. I'm with my friend Lorie. So I had an idea last night. She was actually bored and she texted me and I was like, I just thought of an idea for a video. So like we're going to do questions with my friend. So she's going to ask me questions. So she thought of a few, but she says that she doesn't have a lot, so we'll go with the flow. So first question.
Yeah. So my first question is, you know, we have this thing,
Yeah.
like when we meet people,
Yeah.
we just need to watch them a few seconds and we know, okay,
The gut tells us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my first question is tricky. Is like, what did you think when you first saw me?
Oh!
Because
So, background. We used to work together. Not together, but on the same floor and for the same, without saying too much, and for the same thing, but not together. We didn't do the same job. And so she arrived in April.
yeah.
April. So I feel like the first few weeks we didn't really talk. I thought you were confident. I was like, she just arrived and she's already talking to everyone. And like I'm so not like that I was like, oh my god, that's so amazing. So I was a bit like, not scared, but yeah, I just thought you were confident.
It's so funny.
And
I
then
was not.
you were talking a lot about books at that time. And so I was like, oh my god, she's so smart. Because you read the type of books that I don't really read.
Yeah.
Like authors, like big books. Big books. And that you were pretty.
Oh.
Because I really like your eyes.
Thank you.
Were you expecting something else?
No, I know. Like it's so funny that you thought I was confident when I wasn't.
Yeah, that's what you told me just before we were talking, and she was like, yeah, when I arrived I was like so scared, and I was like, you were? Because that's not my definition of being scared, but that's good actually, because
I was
that
shy.
people can't tell.
Like, yeah. Yeah, it's good to know this. Like,
yeah,
maybe.
take advantage of it.
Yeah. So when I first saw you,
Oh god.
I was like, I knew something good could happen between us,
Really?
but I could felt like something not was wrong, because it's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But I could tell that you didn't fit.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
I would notice since the beginning that you wouldn't talk much.
Yeah.
That you would leave the room before anyone else when we were eating together.
Yeah.
And I was just asking myself, like, is she bored? Like, maybe she doesn't like us.
She's a
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, like, is she bored or is she just feeling uncomfortable being with all the people and everything? So I wanted to talk with you, but I didn't want it to impose myself, you know? So I was just like, if something has to happen, it will just
It'll
eventually
happen.
Yeah. And that's how it happened, and we couldn't remember how.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We actually were thinking about this last night, and that was so funny because I was thinking I wanted to do a video together, and I was like, I need to introduce her, and I was thinking, how the hell did we start talking? And then she texted me and she was like, do you remember how we started talking? We can't remember. We have a bit of flashbacks today, but that's it. I still can't really remember.
And we weren't drunk.
And we weren't
have
drunk
to
because
say-
we don't drink.
Yeah.
I think it was something like we started talking after lunch because we would eat together at lunch. So I think it was something like that, probably. But we can't really remember. It just clicked. We just started talking and then it clicked. I think the first real conversation we had actually was about anxiety.
Yeah, I think this is it.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it was because I actually told you that's why I was leaving the room during lunch.
Maybe.
Like if there were too many people, there were about like 10 people on our floor, but if other people from other floors that were working for the same organization as would it with us, it would be too many people for me. So as soon as I would be done eating, I would leave the room. And so I just told her, yeah, it has nothing to do with people or with you. It's just like it's just too much for me. And I think we just started talking about anxiety and our history with like mental health and everything, and then it just clicked.
Yeah.
And now we're very, very, very weird together. Very, very weird.
So my next question is more professional for you. Like, when did you had the idea of starting blogging? This idea you wanted to write online?
Ooh. I always loved writing. I remember that because when I was in middle school and high school, in English all the time, we would be writing essays and stuff like that, and I loved it so much. I really loved writing. And then when I arrived, like, I think it was my 3rd year of further studies, I hated the first 2 years. And then when I entered university, I felt really alone. My anxiety was so bad. My panic attacks were so bad. And I didn't have any friends because all of them were together the year before, so they were already friends and everything. And since I was so anxious and so awkward in social situations, I found it very hard to make friends. And so I had started like reading a few blogs, I think, like some people about beauty and stuff like that. And just I was like, yeah, maybe it's my way to create like a friendship with people, to kind of like talk about things that I loved, because the few people that I had in my life at that point, they didn't really share my love of certain things. Like, it was hard for me to find friends who loved beauty and just to share a few things. So I think it was just a way for me to be creative and like taking photos and writing and taking part in a community where you feel like you fit in.
Okay.
I think it was this way. Like, the whole idea of we're all in this together. We're all in this.
That's what I was singing.
Yeah, that's why I have it.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, I was just like, it's so fun to be in a community where you can share about things that you love, and you feel like you get to know people from other countries. And it was also something that I started, I did in English without even thinking about it. And it was actually people after.
Okay, like, so you didn't choose it on purpose? Like,
no.
Because
some people asked me, like, I think when I told my mom, I waited for so long before telling her. And then when I told her, and she read it, and she was like, it's in English. Well, actually, she was like, yeah, I mean, it was logical for her because I always loved English. But I think she was like, oh, but is it because you love English, or is it because it's a way to reach more people? And I was like, no, it's just, I didn't even think about it.
Okay.
I just, for some reason, I just started in English.
But wasn't it strange to start writing to some strangers? Like, you didn't know the people you were writing
At first, yes. Just because, and that's going to be so weird, but I was scared because I didn't want people that I knew to read it.
Yeah, that's
the only thing. Even now.
So, you know, I've always wanted to start writing a blog.
Yeah.
I think this is the reason why I've never started it.
It's scary.
Yeah. I don't want people that I know to find out what I'm writing online. And it's so scary for me because there are so many topics that I would want to share with people. Maybe, I don't know,
personal?
Not personal, more about change, you know,
yeah,
these topics I'm into, like activism and all that stuff. But I don't want people that I know to judge me on what I'm sharing with other people. So I never started writing. Like, I write for myself. I have so many books, you saw them.
Yeah.
But I never publish anything.
That's so funny though, because that's what I was thinking. That's always the question people ask me, and they're like, but people, you don't see that? And I'm like, yeah, but
you don't know
it doesn't exactly. And if they have a positive outlook on it, they will comment something good, or they will like the blog post. If they don't care, they will just exit. That's the thing. People are like, yeah, but what if they don't like what you're saying? If they don't like what you're saying, they will just leave the blog post. And if they have something interesting to say, they don't have to agree with you, but if they are smart enough to want to build a conversation out of it, they will just comment something, and you will just go back and forth and just talk about it. But in the end, even if it's people you know, it doesn't matter, because you can have a conversation with them in real life.
Yes.
Like it doesn't, that's why actually I never really told the people I was working with that I had a blog. I told her like kind of right away because we're almost the same age. So I feel like we're like in the same era of doing things, and like blogs are pretty well known for us, even though they're not really in France.
No,
they're not really in France. But like telling other people who are older and everything, it just felt weird, you know, like they don't, because they didn't grow up with the internet.
Yeah, and they are so judgy sometimes.
They can be very judgy, and I think that's something that's most scary for me, because I'm like, if I know you and you know that I have a blog and you're judging my work on my blog, something that I really care about, and I care way too much about what people think about me. I would take it personally. So I get it, because when you don't have the person,
they have this weird vision of people having a blog because they want to become famous.
Exactly. They want attention.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you're doing something, and that's so funny because when I started telling people that I was going to start a YouTube channel, they were like, oh, but people will be able to see you. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, aren't you scared? Literally, you guys, I'm talking to a camera. There's no one in the room with me. It's just when you hit publish that it's a little bit scary, but the same, they don't like the video, they just go find something else in the end. It's just like, I think about just deciding like what in the end makes you happy and not really caring about what makes other people happy. If they don't like your work, they don't have to follow you. They don't have to read it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just personal choice. I'm saying this right now, but that's not always easy to think actually and to practice in real life. I'm just gonna say that because
then I got all these crisis messages like, oh my god, what am I doing?
I at least like twice a week or something. Yeah. Quarter life crisis happening right now.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about this also.
Yeah, that's a big thing with us.
Yeah, well, you turned 25 in August.
Yeah.
I turned 25 last year.
Yeah. She just turned 26.
Yeah. And I didn't have the crisis.
You didn't?
Yeah. I felt like it was the perfect age to have, like 25 is okay, I can do whatever I want, you know? But when I turned 26 last November, I started asking myself so many questions. So I was like, we're grown-ups now.
Yeah.
We have so many responsibilities.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with my life? You know, like when you grow up, you have all these ideals.
Exactly.
And then you are at some point, you just like, oh, am I going to realize this?
Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Or is it just a dream? Am I like too childish thinking about certain things, you know, like do I have to renounce to certain things or not? And that's what we already talk about a lot, like I think the clash between our parents' generation and ours. And now that I have to kind of figure out what I want to do with my professional life and everything, I just start questioning everything. So, and I wasn't expecting this, so it's so weird. And I would just, and when you were blogging about your your 25, I was just like, what is wrong with her?
So I'm the one who triggered you.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, it's not a question. It was just I wanted to share it with you.
I didn't think I would have a crisis actually.
Yeah, me too.
Cause I like the idea of 25.
Yeah.
Like round number. You're not in your early 20s, so you are supposed to have things figured out. You're not yet like on your second half of your 20s, so you can like you still have a lot of time to do stuff. It just like. I just started overthinking everything the night before my birthday. I was like, you're 24. You're 24 and you haven't done this, you haven't done that, and you still haven't figured that this and that, and just it just like everything kind of bubbles up and you're like, oh my god. And you just, it's just I think overthinking because we're expected to do so much, and something that really bothers me is this idea that you are supposed to achieve things at a certain age.
That's it.
And that really bothers me because I'm the type of person that likes to organize her life, maybe sometimes a bit too much, but I've gotten better with it. And so I'm not always like thinking, okay, but by that age I'm gonna do this, by that age I will be doing this, and I'm better at it, but other people are not. So it's always this question of like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Where are you going to move? Because I've always said that I wanted to move abroad. What do you want to do with your life? What's your career? And everything like that. And it's just like, you're good with it, with yourself, but other people like just pushes anxiety on you, and like, you still haven't figured this out. And I feel like this idea that at 25, you're supposed to be living your dream life because you're still young, you have responsibilities, but you don't have big responsibilities. And it's just like this over kind of thinking situation that really kind of makes you question everything and overthink.
Yeah. And I'm not the kind of people who plans her life. Like I can make some plans on
short term.
On short term, but I don't.
But what do you call short term? Because for some people it's like a month away.
No, it's like 6 months, maybe.
6 months. It's good actually, 6 months.
But I can't tell you if or when I'm gonna get married, or what if I ever have kid or anything. And people they just start talking about everything, like and also my friends, you know, like when you see all your friends buying houses, getting married.
She's been to so many weddings recently. It's just like crazy.
It's fine because I'm the bridesmaid every time.
Exactly.
So it's nice.
Her dresses are just top notch.
But it's just at some point I was just asking myself, like, am I living the right life? Like, am I doing it right? And the answer is yes, because these are my choices, you know?
Exactly.
But some people, they just reflect their own life on yours, making you feel uncomfortable with every choice you're making. And so I wasn't expecting this actually.
But I think it's just like often when you are just having like a little crisis of your own, I think it's often either that you're about to do something that's going to change your life,
maybe
for the better, but it always comes with anxiety. I think for the best decisions that you have to make for yourself, it needs to be something that you think about for a long time and that scares you. So I think like when you're scared and when you don't know what to do, when you're like, oh my god, it's just because you're about to make a decision that's going to change your life. And that's always something that's going to scare you.
Sure. And this is also the moment when you grow up.
Exactly.
Because you learn new things and you learn about you also, I guess. So all this anxiety I have about finding a job, what am I going to do with my life? I hope maybe it will help me figure something out, like that's what I want to do and I have to focus on this.
And that's who I am as well, because I feel like when you're 25, we're talking about 25 because we're 25, but it can happen to you at all age, whatever. It's just like when you reach a certain age, when you kind of want to, you get to know yourself better, that's when it gets tough, because that's the moment you're trying to figure yourself out, and depending on how you feel and who you are and what you aspire to be, then it's going to impact your life. And that's what's scary. That's why we're scared all the time. I mean, we're having like we're texting each other quite a bit, and pretty much every single time it's because we're having like a crisis. Like all the time for the past since August. But instead of calling 911, I would call you every time if I have problem. So you're my 911. Oh, you're my 911 too, actually. Because like I think you need someone in your life who can. And the good thing is that we're living the same thing. We're kind of in the same situation as well. Okay, so I just finished editing the questions with my friend video, the friend chats, and I realized that my camera cut the end. So you have no outro, which I'm very sorry about. And we had a lot of fun, so we want to film a part 2. If you have any questions, actually, just do pop them down below and we'll be very happy to answer them for you. Thank you very much for watching, and sorry about the no outro thing. Camera is very bad, very mean camera. So thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.